crime branch has arrested 2 people when it was found out that these people were framing 5 of them. In fact, 5 victims were framed by them and sent at Sharjah on the pretext of getting them arrested there. The whole modus operandi by these 2 people was that they would hand over narcotic substance mixed in either a cake or in a trophy to these people and then send them to Sharjah. Now, this entire case has come to light even as we see that actress Chrisann Pereira was among one of their victims. Chrisann Pereira is an actress who's worked in movies such as Sarak 2. However, now she's out of Sharjah jail. This entire incident came to light with her arrest. With this, we see that there are people, victims and their families who are sharing the instances of how they were framed by these accused. We've seen that the case of Chrisann Pereira came to light as Mumbai Police's crime branch arrested 2 people. In fact, the investigation has found that there were several people who were framed by both of these accused who have been arrested, Anthony Paul and Rajesh Bobate, both of whom have been arrested. With us, we have some of the people who've been their victims, who were framed, some of whom would manage to escape from the trap that was laid for them. But Chrisann and another person, Clayton, he in fact were at Sharjah, both of them have been arrested. We have with us Rishikesh Pandya. He was among the people who was framed by these 2 people. Luckily for him, he did not carry the trophy to Sharjah. It's the same trophy that Chrisann carried and she was arrested. We speak to Rishikesh and understand what the entire premise was. What was it that they had reached out to you for? How did you manage to escape?
The plot is that they offer you something very interesting. They say that I am into events and I have a business in Bombay which has a venue. So they offered me a very handsome amount and number of days of business, which is very fascinating. So obviously as a businessman, it was interesting for me to pursue and understand what it was. They book your tickets, they give you money for the visa, everything is set. Hotels are also about to be set and that's what they promised to you. And one day before you're about to travel, 1 hour before, not one day before, 1 hour before they'll meet you or they'll tell you that please take this gesture. ये आपको हमारे client को देना है. You have to give this to our client and just say that we have given this as a gesture to them. This is particularly done 1 hour before the flight so that you don't think a lot. But luckily to my instincts and what I had been told by my loved ones that do not take anything, whether it is an envelope or a trophy. And I managed to say no, irrespective the consequence of losing the business. And I said no, and I said I can't take it. If you want, you can courier it from your end, but I cannot carry anything on the last minute. Is why I was saved. Even though when I went to Sharjah, it felt like they had a tip and I was scanned rigorously and I was taken aside and my suitcases were checked and I was checked, but obviously I was clean, so they let me go. And I did my entire trip in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and Sharjah. I met my family. I had other things to finish there, which I did, and I came back. And after I came back, I do not know why I did not think about that, but as soon as I saw Kevin's story, I realized that probably somebody stuck because of this, and luckily crime branch was there and they made us feel very comfortable and they supported us, they showed us the right way, right direction, and since then you know what's happening. And crime branch is the main support for everybody who are probably stuck there, and people like me who are here keeping us aware, letting us know the step, and that's how it's unfolded so far.
So when you say that you were asked to meet someone after being sent to Sharjah, did that person actually meet you or even that was a ploy?
After you reach Sharjah, the phones are off, no one's in contact, you're all alone. If you have someone in Sharjah and Dubai and Abu Dhabi, probably somewhere close, you are safe. Otherwise, you are standing on the airport not knowing what to do. No one's in touch. Sab gayab ho jate.
So how did you then realize that this was a ploy, that you were being framed? Also the money that they had mentioned that they'd be paying you, did they pay that or there was nothing like that?
Obviously they didn't pay anything, but they had booked the tickets to go and they had paid. No, the comeback ticket also is not booked. They only send you there and they give you a hope that everything is going to be superb there, but once you land the airport, you realize that this was a joke. In my case, luckily, I have a strong network there. I'm a businessman, so I had other things to achieve as well. So I did my bit and I came back. But after I came back and when I saw Chrisann stuck in this story is when I realized that this is the bigger plot. Until then, I felt it was just a stupid joke. But when I saw Chrisann with the same trophy which was meant for me, is when I realized that even she is being plotted.
So all this while, all of you all who were framed and plotted were not aware that something like this is happening on a larger scale.
Yes, absolutely. We were made aware by crime branch that it's not only you, there are many more who are stuck, and that is when we realized that we are a part of this situation. Otherwise, we were clueless. In fact, we even didn't know what's the next step. Complain bhi kya kare. Obviously, we had written mails to the hotels and we spoke to our loved ones, but nobody knew exactly ho kya raha hai, right? It's only when we met Clayton's wife and we saw about Chrisann and we saw about others is when we realized that there is something bigger happening and there is somebody involved, because Anthony was involved in everyone's life commonly. He was involved in mine as well. In fact, he was there for the meeting with me, trying to tell me that Ravi is a very good guy, please take the trophy and go. But obviously we were principally cleared that we will not travel with any stuff given to us from an unknown person. So is why I'm probably lucky or fortunate to be here. Not everybody is sometimes lucky and fortunate. So I think it's very sad that the rest are stuck, and if we can do something, appeal to the right authorities the way crime branch is supported. If the right authorities support, these innocent people might come and reunite with their families.
One last question that I will have for you is, was there a reason why they would want to frame you? We've heard of reasons coming out for Chrisann. They had some personal enmity. Is there any reason that they would have used to frame you? Did you have any connection with them earlier?
See, I met Anthony max 3 to 4 times before this situation happened, and there seems very little scope for any enmity because there has been hardly any conversation on a negative front that we have done. I would be very clueless with respect to why he wanted me to be stuck in Sharjah for years together is something which is a mystery, and I think crime branch and Deepak sir might be able to give us a little more light on that, but I'm completely clueless on why he would want to do something. I have not done anything wrong to him for sure in the recent times that we have met.
So here, like we see, this is one instance wherein this person was framed and sent to Sharjah with no written ticket. However, it is the Mumbai Police which is still investigating to understand what was the reason why these people were being framed. Currently, both of the accused are in the custody of Mumbai Police until 2nd of May, where investigation is on to understand if there were more such people who were being framed by the two accused. There are many more people who have in fact been victims of these accused who used to trap people, send them to Sharjah and ensure that they get arrested there. One of whom is Clayton Rodriguez. He was sent to Sharjah with a cake which had narcotic substance in it. He's currently in the jail there. Of course, the Mumbai Police is working hard to solve this case, get people out from there. But Clayton's wife we have with us, Fallon, she'd speak to us and we try and understand from her as to what really happened. How was Clayton really trapped? If you know of anything about how these two accused, Anthony Paul and Raju, how did they trap Clayton? What happened with him? How did he get trapped by going to Sharjah?
So we are all aware of the obvious connection that Anthony and Ravi, Ramesh, who was Prasad Rao in Clayton's story. Anthony, we got to know, was introduced to me by a ex-colleague in 2018, and that's how he got to know us more closely, both me and Clayton. And we were probably, he invited us to his farmhouse, which is in Rajeshwari, and there was a comment passed by, a kid that, that Clayton probably resembles one of his family members which is already put up in the papers, all around that that could be one of the revenge factor, or Clayton was targeted at that point of time. And post that we really didn't stay in touch, nor did we disconnect. But yes, out of the blue, on the 28th of Jan, Clayton received a call from Prasad Rao saying that we have a offer for you to go for a demo to Buddha Bar in Dubai. My co-investors, I'm a EA to them, and my co-investors have really liked your music, what they've heard on board, and would like to give you a chance for this demo there in Dubai. I would be also traveling with you, is what he mentioned. And on the first meeting only, he used the cake as a prop to give it as a gesture to us, so that they had already made the plan for him on the 6th of Feb when he went. So the same looking cake was given and handed over to him. And since then, since the 6th of Feb has been a horrifying story for us and the family. And now that we have got to know, so many innocent people are affected by this, especially now that we closely know what Chrisann's family have gone through, and Chrisann itself.
So putting this into perspective, Clayton is a DJ. He was offered the role. I mean, he was offered to go to Dubai and perform there. But then once he got arrested at Sharjah, how did you get to know what has been the situation in your family? How are you all trying to get him back ever since?
Okay, so I didn't have any contact actually with Clayton. That's when I panicked on the 6th, because he has always kept 100% communication with me. The day when he landed and I marked the time, like I had no clue about what's happening till I received a message saying that he's been arrested. And this was a message that was sent by the number which contacted Clayton itself. So apparently, I'm guessing it might have been Prasad only who had sent me that message. And when I tried calling that number back, there was no response. It was switched off. And I'd been hysteric because my entire world collapsed. Okay, I have a child. I have my father-in-law who's bedridden and paralyzed from the right side. And I mean, we didn't know who to reach out to, and obviously, he was part of all that, witnessing all that. And I'm talking about Anthony Paul being present on that same day with me in my house, and seeing the misery what the family is going through, and knowing the fact that I've known this family. I know he knows everybody actually, but he doesn't. I mean, it's an act of being inhuman and has absolute zero emotions, is all I can say. Now coming to the part where we have got, thanks to Chrisann's entire family who created this awareness, that, who raised a voice saying that, so-and-so thing has taken place with Chrisann. And that's when we all got alarmed that it is the same group, same tactics, same script being applied for each and every victim. And that's when, thanks to Mumbai crime branch officers who have, taken a lead and, cracked this successfully in capturing both Anthony and Ramesh.
So did you all ever get in touch with the embassy when you realized that your husband is there? Any communication with the Sharjah government? Did you all inform police when he was arrested here? And how are you trying to get him back? Because we understand that Chrisann is out of jail. But what's the situation with your husband?
So they are obviously helping us, the Mumbai crime branch and rest of the authorities. They are working towards, pulling out, helping Clayton to be released as well soon, because it's obvious who's behind the scenes in putting them into this situation. And yes, I'm just, my days are, I'm just counting and hoping and praying for a brighter day tomorrow, so that, Clayton is back. People know and see his innocence. And Sharjah, the authorities have also been, very supportive in helping them and understanding the fact that also that, these victims had been framed. Like even in Chrisann's case, the Sharjah authorities knew that it has been a trap, and likewise in Clayton's case also, they are aware that it is a clear, frame story. But yes, we respect their laws, and we will follow their procedures, so that we can bring Clayton back with means bring him back with respect.
I understand, and I hope we surely soon speak to you again when Clayton is back. Hopefully, the authorities, considering that they are working along, we can get them back. So, just summarizing the story, Clayton and Chrisann were two people who were arrested by Sharjah. Of the 5 people who were in fact framed, there were 3 who managed to escape by not carrying the products or the goodies that these people would ask them to carry all the way to Sharjah. While Chrisann is out of Sharjah jail, what's really important to note right now is that her deportation from there to India is still on the cards. We've seen that Chrisann's family has shared a statement on Instagram as well, stating people to stay patient, also thanking them for the support that she's gotten. But what really needs to be seen is that there's another victim, Clayton Rodriguez, who was similarly sent to Sharjah. He's still in the custody at Sharjah jail. What needs to be seen is that how he'd be brought back to Mumbai through diplomatic channels and with the help of Mumbai Police. This is Yesha with cameraman Atish for CNN News 18 Mumbai.